In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove and replace the driver's side outer tail light on a RAV4 located in the rear end. So once you've lifted your tailgate open, I like to get to the harness first before I take the lamp out itself. And you have 5 bolts. You have one here, there, and the last one is here. So we'll start with the small one. That's 8mm or a Phillips. We're going to just pop that right out. And then 10mm socket. We're going to go right down here. And then up here. And then up here. Now the last one is a 14mm socket, and you'll need a little screwdriver or something to pop that cover off. So the opposite side of the hook is going to pop that cover right off. And now you can see the 14mm bolt, head bolt. Pull that right out. So I'm going to pull this carpet back and see if I need to do anything once I lift this cover up. Lay this right down. Get that out of the way. Now we're going to need just to lift this trim up. So with a trim tool, I'm just going to take this little end piece off. Just enough to pop that out. There we go. Let's get that out of the way. All right, so once you've popped this edge up with the tool, you just need the edge right here popped up. Then you're going to come up here on the top. You're going to grab this body panel and just pop it all the way across, just like that. So once you pull this back, you can actually see the harness. It's right here. It goes right up to, like I said, right about here. So what we're going to do is pull the seal back a little bit. That way we can actually grab this top panel and pull the 2 tabs out. And you have one on the bottom, and there's one right about here. There we go. Push and undo the 2 tabs right there and one over there. Now you can actually see that connector. It's right here. With the trim tool. There we go. Now you see that connector. I'm going to squeeze on that tab right there, push down on it, and pull. So now with a pair of long pliers, needle nose, I like to just squeeze the little tabs there. See if I can push that right out. You might need 2 hands. Squeeze the tab, pull that out. There we go. So now that harness is pulled out. So once you pull the tail light out, it'll slide right out. So now you can take the 2 mounting screws out, 10mm socket, and then I'll show you how to slide this out and where the holding pins are on it. So if you can understand what's happening underneath this tail light, I'll flip the new one over. You can see you have a cutout slot right here and a pin. So that pin's going to be right about here, and the cutout's right there. So you have to pull to the rear of the vehicle. So with a firm hand grabbing the back here, I take a body tool, and I'm going to pry it back in here and then give it a good pull. Like that. Now with the light in the hand, we're going to take this boot, and I'm not going to push it in because you got to take the whole harness out. So you've got to try to manipulate it out like that. And now with all the connectors disconnected inside, look at that, it comes right out. So now to install the new one, we're going to reverse procedure. I'm going to put that harness right through. And then I'm going to push the boot, just fold it up, and then you got to pull it out, and you'll see how it seats, like that. Make sure that seat, that ring is sealed all the way around. Now we're going to put the groove into that pin, and this pin right into that. And then just give it a good push like that. That's all you want to do. Let's mount our 2 bolts. 10mm socket. Just start it, and you'll see it's staged. It has that little, what they call a sleeve on it. So that's going to go right in center itself. Then that's exactly what I'm going to do, is just a little, like a 1/4 turn. Now that light is installed, ready to go. We're going to move back inside and put that harness back. So now first thing I'm going to do is put that clip in, right in that slotted hole. Just push it in, and the butterfly plastic piece comes out. Now let's fold this up. Let's connect the new one to the harness. Let's find the entryway. There we go. Line it up with the clip and lock it. There we go. Now I'm going to put that clip right in that mounted slot. Now we can put the plastic trim piece back together. So we got to line up the inner pieces, this one with that hole, and then there's one down below. So let's line that one up first. There we go. Line the top one up here, and then just give it a bonk. Now we'll take that trim right here, go straight across, do the same thing. So I'm going to make sure that I put the plastic all back together by lining this plastic up and popping it down, making sure that that seal is all the way in, which it is. Put this base on. I'm going to flip this cover down. That way if I drop a bolt, it doesn't go missing. And now I can remount the hardware. So I'm going to put the hook in first, and you can see that there's a cutout right there, because it goes like that. Start it by hand. And I always put every bolt in before I even think of tightening them. That assures that everything's lined up properly. Two inner ones, 10mm socket. You're going to need the socket probably to even start them. Top one. And then that big anchor bolt on the bottom here. All right, now let's tighten the 8mm socket one first. That's the top one here. Switch over to 10mm. Go to the bottom hook, make sure that stays lined up. Now we'll go over to the 14mm socket and do the last hook on the bottom. Now that swivels, don't forget. And it has a swivel. Put the cap down. Let's throw the carpet back. Good to go. When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.